There it is.
Now I charge per breath. I was overlooked. Now I'm booked past death. Had tables turned. I flipped the room. Now they whisper my name like I'm bad juju. I birthed trends they try to mimic. Did it solo, ain't no gimmick. They took notes while throwing shade. Now they pressed and I got paid. I'm not one of them. I'm one of one. Trying to match my glow. Baby, you're outdone. I'm made for this. Now basic. Made for thrones, not fake shit. I don't chase, I check. I don't follow, I flex. I'm made for bigger things. Tell the room I said what I said. Big body blessings, big boss moves. Try me and end up a less. They talk about me in rooms I don't enter. I haunt them like regret, make them bitter in the center. I'm that girl, the headline in the smoke. They playing in mirrors, I'm shattering your.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to 90.1 WMPR out of Jackson, Mississippi. And I am your host, Astria, your personal fitness professional. And today we have a special guest on, Miss Latonya Breland. Say hello, Miss Latonya.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So I met Latonya. Latonya was someone, I got a phone call and someone said, hey, my niece wants to be a personal trainer. Now, first of all, I didn't even know that your aunt Latonya knew that I was a personal trainer because I wasn't acting in the personal trainer capacity with her, around her. So I didn't even know. But she called and said you want to be a personal trainer, and we talked about it. So if you would just kind of tell me a little bit about your journey and why you want to become a personal trainer.
Yes. You guys, again, hello. The reason why I decided to become a personal trainer is because I started noticing that I was fatigued. I started noticing that people will literally ask me, are you okay on the phone? Because I can just walk from one room to another and I'm breathing heavy. And I started noticing my weight gain, and I was like, Tanya, this is enough. Enough is enough. So what I did was in 2024, my bestie helped me find a gym. And one thing about me, I needed a push. Me going to the gym by myself was not enough for me. So what I had to do was find a trainer, sessions where somebody is pushing me, motivating me to lose this weight, to be healthy, to be able to go from one room to another, and nobody on the phone tell me I'm breathing too hard. So yes, so 2024, I started working out, and to this day, I'm still working out. And I
Good.
noticed.
No, no, you're fine. I want to know, what did you notice?
I just started noticing that I was so tired all the time. I always wanted to take naps. And I'm like, dang, Tanya, this is ridiculous. I didn't want to get up and cook anything sometimes. It was like I was not motivated to do too much of nothing because of the fact that I was gaining this weight. And so in 2024, like I said, my bestie helped me. She found me a gym that suited me perfectly for all the things I wanted. And what I wanted was push. I wanted motivation. I needed somebody to basically, push me every time I go into the gym to work out. And so, yes. And then in the process of doing that, I started basically training my people, my
You're
friends,
right.
my family. Yes.
I
And
love
it happened like it was organic. And I started
it. Felt
noticing.
organic. It felt natural for you
Yes,
to train people.
yes, it was so natural. Like the motivation that I gave them and everything like that. The fact that they was upset with me, rolling their eyes, and I was loving it, just like I used to do it, just like I did with my trainer. Now
Hmm.
people are doing it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're just seeing a difference. Because one person I'm training right now as we speak, and he is telling me, people are asking him, what's going on? What are you doing? I'm like, oh my God, that's
It was
me.
like
So
train with
yes.
train with Bree. I love it. So tell me, I do want to go back. I want to stop it. I want to back up for a second. I want to talk about your breathing. You said that you were breathing hard when you would walk upstairs. I mean, did
You're
you
giving me
have to go to the
grace. I wasn't even walking upstairs.
really? You
I
sitting
would I
back
was just walking from one room to another. And
breathing?
come to find, yes, that's what they said on the phone. So I don't know. But I know when I heard that come out somebody's mouth, that was motivation. That was motivation for me. Because I
Hmm.
played sports in high school. And that made me competitive. So when I heard that, that just did something to me. So, but
So,
no, I didn't have to go to the doctor or nothing. Basically, all I was doing, I just started losing weight. And as
so
I
after
started
you
losing
lost weight,
weight,
you said after you lost
yes,
weight, your breathing
I
got
don't, yes, I don't hear that anymore.
good. No one says, "Are you okay?" on the phone.
And I walk up 2 flights of stairs now, and no one says anything. No one said anything about my breathing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is wonderful. So you lost weight and then you started to work out with a trainer. And then after you gotten to your point, you loved it, you loved everything about it, and you started training your friends. So can
Yes.
you tell me which friends you trained? Were these friends that were overweight? Are these friends that you had been working out with before? How tell me who these friends are and how did you end up training them?
Basically, one of my friends, the first person I actually started working with, and I don't really work with as much no more as I used to, but she was in my class. But it was other classes that I was taking at this gym that she wasn't taking. And so we just linked up one day and we was just going to work out together. But she was like, I don't even know where to start. And I said, okay, I got you. Let's do this. Let's do that. You're not doing that right. You have to do it like this. And I was sure, and I'm like, I hate to stop you, but I just don't want you to keep doing reps and you're not doing it right. And she was like, oh my God, you're acting like, because our trainer, she would call me our trainer name, but she'll call me Junior. And she said, I cannot believe you're doing this. And that's how that started. The other one was
So, well, I want to ask about that client. I'm gonna call him a client of yours. Speaking this into so with
speaking into
that
existence.
client took the same class that you took, correct?
Yes.
And you were
Yes,
still
you're
helping
correct.
her with her form. Is that what you? Am I hearing this correctly?
Yes, yes, because the classes that we was taking, it really it wasn't a lot of weightlifting in that class. It was,
Okay.
and I was taking a different class that was requiring me to, it was a weightlifting class.
Okay.
And so that was something that she was not that familiar with because she never really lift weights like that. So I would have to show her the form and everything like that. So yes.
So you were teaching her things that you learned in multiple classes that you took. Okay.
Yes.
And with this class, so your training, your personal trainer, you didn't have one-on-one training. So was this a small group session or was this a large class? What was that like?
Some classes I take is a large group, and some classes I take it's only like maybe two or three of us.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And so that's one client. And then you had another client before a guy. I remember that.
Yes,
Am I
it's one of
remembering that?
my friends. I love that you say client. That just does something to
Yeah,
me.
your
But
client.
we have to speak it into existence. Yes. But yes, this is a friend of mine who just started noticing my weight loss. And he was like, wait a minute. Like he haven't seen me in like over 6 months except for FaceTime, but FaceTime really don't. And so when he saw me, he looked at me like,
You want to be given.
exactly. He looked at me
I
like,
like
oh my
that.
God, whatever. But
I like,
but
sorry.
yes, you're good. But yes, he saw me. He was like, wait a minute. This is you. I said, yes. And he just said, you know what, let's go to class together. Because I don't think he understood that my growth. And then we went to the gym together and he said, okay, so what I need to do, what I did. I said, okay, so this first
Yes,
exercise we're gonna do. Yes,
he
I
t-
said this first. Yes, he did. And guess what? When he left, he was like, I'm ready to go. I can't do no more. I'm ready to go. I said, what? Not
how
you
you
ready
know.
to go.
That's how
And
you
he
know.
was,
That's how you know.
yes. And
Hmm When they
that's
get
how it
that
was.
attitude and they're ready to go when it's not time to go, and they start, but they might slip up and call you a name, and I'm like, that's all right. That's all. You're
Yes.
gonna be okay. Go
Yes.
home, eat something, take a nap,
Yes.
and you're gonna
Yes.
call me back in tomorrow and apologize.
Yes, yes. And if he don't, I'm okay with that. All I want to hear him say is, Tony, when we working out again? Or I
Oh,
say, we working out tomorrow. And he looked at me like, I said, come on, let's do it tomorrow. You did amazing. Come on, let's go. And he was like, okay, let's go. And then I flip the switch. I go from great job. You're not doing that right. Come on, do this, do this. No, you got this. Give me one more. Come on. And
I
I was
love
like, oh my God, I'm loving this. And then of
and
course my bestie.
you know what I'm loving. You know what I love for you the most. I love for you the most is so with training, you start out with that. You're going to start out with telling them, hey, do this, do that. You're not doing this correctly. But the longer you train, the more your personality becomes a part of your training. And once that piece clicks and your personality comes in, and one, they're going to be able to tell what type of mood you're in. I used to train in heels. And when I came in the gym, because because I had programs as well. So I would do programs, and then I might have a meeting trying to, because I had a business in training. So
Wait a
I might,
minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. You said you trained in what again now?
oh, I trained in heels.
Okay,
Yeah.
continue. I just wanted to make sure they heard me and
Yeah.
heard you in
I
the
trained
back.
in heels because
Yes.
now when I came in heels, my clients were scared. Because when I come in heels, I come in, I don't come in with new clients in heels because I might have to show you something. But if we've
Yes.
been working out for a while and I've had a rough day, I'm coming in because I need to feel better. And training makes me feel better. So I will come in my heels because my thing was, I'm not here to work out. You are. So whatever I say do, you need to be able to do it from the direction of which I'm telling you. And if I can't instruct you just vocally and tell you how to adjust your knee with the words coming out of my mouth, I need to
Mm-hmm.
go back and build my knee.
Mm.
And
Accountability.
I'm not helping you. I'm not showing you nothing. We've
Come
done
on.
these exercises
Come on.
multiple times. You should have it. We're going to do it. And I'm standing here just like this in my heels, and hurry up because I got another meeting to go to in a few minutes.
Okay, Miss Accountability.
So, but I'm saying once your personality gets in there and your clients learn you, that's when it really becomes fun, because it's not just so much as you going through kind of a script almost,
Mm-hmm.
or facilitating something. It's like you are immersed in it, and it is who you are, and it becomes such a natural environment. So I'm very happy for you on that. So
Thank
I
you.
do want to move into the part where you talk about you taking the class. I know when we talked about, it's been about a month or two, almost 2 months since we
Yes.
first had our first conversation, and then we
Yes.
had another. I followed up with you, and you had not started your classes yet. And so I was like, okay, so what are we doing? And you were like, well, I have these options. I'm like, okay, do that. Now go do it and get things started, because trainers will procrastinate. If the ones that want to take the classes and get the certification, you guys are scared. And I don't understand that part, because I came out of exercise science and that kind of helped. But you
Yes.
guys get cold feet for some reason. I'm like, just take the class and take the test. So can you tell me a little bit about your process for getting certified?
So you are absolutely correct. I was looking, trying to figure out which program to be certified in, and then when I finally figured out which one I wanted to be a part of, I said, okay, I'm about to take this. I'm about to do this program right here, and then I said April 1st, I'm doing it. So April 1st came, and I'm like,
What,
I
what
don't.
happened? What
I'm
happened?
nervous. I'm nervous. I don't know if this really. I'm about to spend this money, and I don't know if this really what I want to do. Oh my God! And then I started thinking, couple of months ago, because of the gym that I go to, they have that. They allow you to be a personal trainer for free. The
Hmm.
only thing is, I would have to work there for a year.
Hmm.
And
So
I was,
tell me, how does that work? Does it work like when you say they give you a free class and then you have to work there for a year and then you get your certification, almost like an internship before your degree? Or do you take the class, you take the test, and then you have to work for them for?
yes, okay, this is how it works. Basically, I start doing classes, and then after I do the classes, it takes between 4 to 8 weeks for the classes, and then
Mhm.
after that, I then turn around and I would get the certification with that college. And after I get the certification, then I have to work there for a year. So that's the reason why it's free. Is they're like basically saying, yes, we will give you a certification, but we would need you to work with us for a year and be a trainer.
And I would imagine that they are charging people to have a trainer and you work for
Yes.
free. That's how they recoup their money.
I actually get paid for it.
You get
I do
paid?
get paid. I
How much
do.
do you get paid?
$10 an hour.
Oh, the hot 10. The
You
hot
know
10.
what?
But you know
But you
what?
got to think about it. You got to think about it though.
Uh-huh.
I'm not paying anything and it's
Fine.
free. And guess
Mhm.
what? You remember when I told you in the beginning that in April the 1st, I was afraid to pull that trigger because I didn't want to pay that money up front. And I
Mhm.
said, dang, then it started making me think. And then I spoke to you and I was like, you know what? And I told you how I felt about it and everything like that. And you was like, Tanya. And then, of course, I was like, you know what? I might have to circle back to USM because that's the college
Yeah.
that has the
USM,
program.
that is the
Yes,
University of
University of Southern Miss. Yes, yes,
and
ma'am. In Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
what
It's the
department
Pain
has
Center.
the okay.
Pain Center.
So the University of Southern Mississippi at the Payne Center, and spell pain for me.
Pain. Okay. Payne.
There you go. Good job. I'm proud of you. So the University of Southern Miss, everyone, at the Payne Center, you can go there and take a class, 4 to 8 weeks, get a certification to be a personal trainer. They will allow you to train people, and you will actually get paid $10 a session, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a student there. Am I understanding that correctly?
No, you do not.
Because
You are
that's the
correct.
class that well, they didn't give us a personal training certification class. But if you were in exercise science, you could be a trainer at the Turner Center, our
Okay.
recreation facility at Ole Miss. And so, and then this is the process I followed. And this was 20 years ago, but you could
20?
20. It was 20 years ago. Yes,
Look at God.
man, he'll
Look
do.
at God.
He does it every time.
And you're
So
telling me that you do you still wear heels when you train?
yes, I mean, I will, depending on where I'm coming from, how much time I have in
Did you
between.
guys hear what she just said? She
Yeah,
said
I wear
20 years ago, and she also said she trained in heels. But continue back to regular programming.
training heels.
Mm.
Because I don't have to. I'm not. This ain't my workout. And if I'm really in that type of mood, this is not my workout. And if you want to get mad about it, bye. What we doing? We working out? Are you working out for your goals? Your goals are not my goals. Let's start there.
Mm.
That's another phrase I tell people. I'm like, your goals are not my goals. You can't. Don't worry about
But
what
the
I.
fact that you can walk around and train people in heels, that's amazing.
Honey,
And you
I will
said
walk
20 years
with
ago, you
20
was at
years
Ole
ago.
Miss.
Yeah, I was at. Oh, that
I'm
now
just
that
giving
was.
you your
Oh,
flowers, that's all.
yeah, that was. Thank you, and I'll take those.
Yes.
But that was 20 years ago when I was at Ole Miss. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't wear heels at that time. It was after I graduated and I started a business, and I would have meetings, and I was also working for the school district for their faculty and staff fitness program. And I was going here and there and there. And sometimes I just didn't, I was speaking at places. I didn't have time to stop and put on workout clothes and then take off my workout clothes and go back to another speaking engagement or go back here to a meeting. I just was like, listen, today we were in heels and my clients would be totally afraid. So um at Ole Miss, we did the same thing. And now it's surprisingly they're still paying $10 a session, but they don't charge a lot for the people to come and work out. So do they charge people to they charge them? I wonder how much those sessions are.
Now that right there, I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't want to give you
They
false
didn't
information.
charge a lot. That they were it was very inexpensive if you had a
It's
membership at
it's
our
not expensive. It's
yeah.
not expensive though.
So, okay, so you're going to take the class. And so once you get this certification, does this certification allow you to train people outside of their facility? Like, or is it just a certification kind of
It's
like, what's that about?
yes. It's just a certification for USM only. So when I leave USM after that year, that right there is gonna basically determine if I'm gonna, and I know it will. I know I'm going to do it. I was just nervous, like you said in the beginning. Trainers, they
So,
slow. Yes.
so,
And that's
so
all it is. That's all it is. Because I'm not, but this is me. I'm only speaking about me. But I know for a fact that year that I'm going to be able to learn how to train and I'm not paying a dime to it, all I need to do is put in time, that's not going to be nothing but motivation. When
Mm-hmm.
somebody is looking at me and saying, oh my God, I do not like you, that's going to just more and more of a motivation for me. I'm going to love every bit of that. If somebody do not walk out of my class and not be upset with me, I did not do my job. That's
But you are
motivation.
currently training now. Am I understanding that correctly? You have one or two clients that are
I
friends of
have I have I have a friend of mine that I work with. Yes, ma'am. I
yours.
do.
Good.
Yes. And when I tell you he is upset every single time we work out. And I love every bit of it. He would literally say, I
So
can't do
are
it.
you, I want to ask this, are you interested in the nutrition portion of working out? Because I do nutrition coaching. So I coach, I would work with different software platforms that are designed by dietitians to create your meal plans, and we can sit and customize those, those programs. And then from there, I coach you on day to day on how to make sure that you're actually following your meal plan. But I don't create meal plans. I don't tell people what to eat because most of my clients are going to have some sort of chronic condition. And it's one thing for physical activity of how that affects your chronic condition, but for eating, it can get medical. And I like to have a network, so I refer out for that type of stuff. But are you interested in the nutrition portion of it, and how deep do you want to go into nutrition coaching?
To be honest with you, I'm not even sure exactly what I'm going because there's so many different levels of being a trainer. You have so many different options. Like options
You
is
didn't know that. That was so funny. You had no.
yes. When
I
you
was
was
like,
explaining to
so what are
me,
we
I was like,
doing?
oh my God, it's too much. In a good, when I say too much, that means that I have so many opportunities to just continue to level up to be a
Yes,
trainer. But I
that's
do know one thing, yes, and that
that's the
right there,
the
it's like
level
no
up
matter,
as a trainer.
yes, yes, it's so much. I'm like, oh my God, there are so many. I said, this is amazing. It would never be boring for a trainer. You can never ever say I'm bored from this because there's always something else new that you can learn.
So
So, but
now,
right now
they
I'm
didn't
not sure.
have all that though 20 years ago. They didn't have
So,
all these different types of certifications. I remember they when they started, they had a particular certification for training older adults. Then they had a particular certification for training patients who've had cancer or who has cancer. I mean, you've got, then COVID happened, and then they had a COVID certification. So the industry for fitness, people don't understand, it is so big. And
yes.
once you've done it for so long, you can even become, I have classes in which people can, study groups. I've done study groups. I've helped people to get certifications and help them to get clients and put them on my platforms and say, hey, do this for a while until you learn how to become a trainer. So it is a lot these days, which is really good because each person is so different that you really do need to understand how to train that particular person for their particular lifestyle that they have. Hmm.
Exactly. Yes. And it's going to continue to grow. 20 years later, we're going to have even more options. So it's going to be a never ending growth when it comes down to training. So I'm
Multi-billion dollar.
excited. I'm
I know it's
excited.
so,
Yes.
when people come to me want to train, and I
Excited.
start saying like, so what do you mean you want to train? Who do you want to train? They were like, I just want to train. I'm like, well, you're gonna have clients that only want a woman trainer. That's the beauty of being a female trainer. I say that
Mm,
in every certification class that I teach. If you're a woman, you're gonna have the competition is not gonna be hard because you're always gonna have that community of women who only want a female trainer, hands
mm,
down. You're still gonna get men who want to train. You'll get
hmm.
some, but men really, I found, I don't know about any other female trainer, but I found that a lot of men, those manly men, they don't want to train in front of another man and look weak. They want to come to me, work out with me for a little while, then they want to get in the gym, and then they'll go do those other, they'll go to other classes to get bigger and all those type of things. So it's
Okay.
very interesting. Yeah, you have children. I've trained senior citizens. You have to do that separately. I've trained visually impaired, hearing impaired. I mean, your clientele, the world is open to who you can help. And so, but once you find that, You're gonna be just fine, Latonya. I love your energy.
Thank
I
you.
love your attitude towards training. I love the fact that you are dedicated to this because you really are. Because I also have people who ask me about training and they, after I talk to them, I never hear from them again. They're like, forget this. Once they see that biology part of the class, they like, you know what, never mind. Because your background is what?
Business management. I have a degree in business management.
Yeah.
So that
And
sales portion of it is going to
yeah.
be like, okay. So one thing I got to give to myself, at least that's one portion that I don't have to stress myself out about because I actually work in sales right now as we speak. So yeah.
So
Oh,
you
God
got that's
is
where
here.
that bubbly personality coming from. It's a sale. You're not really that happy around me. You need something from me, you selling me, hitting me with the
Stop it.
sale
You know
person.
that's not true. You
I'm
know
joking.
that's not
I'm
true.
joking. Well, I mean, but I am glad to see more people wanting to be trainers. I am so glad to see more people who aspire to be trainers want to get certified because I think it's very important to get certified. People do, I see a lot of trainers out there who have lost weight or they go through a journey and they don't get certified. I'm not mad at that. But
But
for the respect of the industry, I'm always like, where's your certification? I tell people, check that certification. Do they have a certification? Is it an accredited certification? There's different levels to the certifications as well, the name that you choose. And it's not just about the cost because personal training certifications can cost you.
yes.
They can run up.
Yes.
They'll run up, they'll run up on you. So
Yes.
all right. So tell me this. So once you do you see yourself having your own studio? Do you see yourself being a one-on-one trainer, a group, having a small group, or doing a big class? What do you see in your future when it comes to personal training?
I do. I do want a studio. I do. And I also, to be honest with you, I really would love to work with a big class. But what's crazy, I would love to work one on one with somebody too. So it's
Why do you think that's crazy? That's not
I
crazy.
no, I love that. I love working with a big group, walking around, just like because like the trainers now when I'm in
You
class
you
and the
look like
trainers
a
is walking
host.
around
So
and
amazing.
and
I
they
love
and they
it.
walk
It's so
around,
funny. I
yes,
love your
because
enthusiasm.
just yesterday the trainer was walking around smiling, just motivating everyone, and then she noticed certain people posture wasn't right, and I was like, oh my God, notice because I don't notice
Or your
anybody else.
posture.
When I don't notice anybody else because all I'm thinking about is me. My eyes is closed most of the time because I'm just trying to get through this class. So
Your eyes
yes,
closed while you're working out.
yes, I do that all the time. Like, Lord, come on, just give me 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. Lord, come on, you got this, you got this. So yes, so I love that, but I love that one-on-one, like I was telling you that I was doing with my friends and how we just had that one-on-one interaction where I can really motivate them and push them because some people need that one-on-one, and I love that too. So yes, I'm excited about it. But that studio, I am
Uh-huh.
so excited about having my own studio.
So you do want your own studio.
Yes, I do.
You
I
do.
do. I
And
know it's going to be a process, but
what type of clients do you feel that you want to train? What would they
now
be?
that is a good question to be continued because I don't know that yet. Yes,
You
ma'am.
I'll give you 4 weeks to narrow things down to at least three types
Of
of clients.
course, you will only give me 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Yeah,
I know.
that's not going to take.
I love that.
Before we go though, I want to ask you, have you started the class yet with USM? And
I
if
have
not,
not
when are
started.
you going to start? I need a due date.
See, that's it. I have to wait on them because from what I was told last week is there a waiting list. They didn't tell me what the waiting list is. I sent the email because first I reached out to the person. They didn't respond, which is perfectly okay. They're busy. So then I went up there and I asked them. I said I'm trying to get in touch with someone so I can be a part of the training certification. So they gave me an email. So I also emailed them last week, and if I still don't get a response, I'm just gonna have to go and ask them some more questions until I be a part of the USM team to be a trainer.
And even if
You know,
you
it's just a
don't,
process.
figured out. We'll get that figured out. We'll get it
Yes.
figured out. I mean,
Oh,
you're
I'm
still
gonna
on
be.
your way.
I'm speaking this
Yeah,
into existence. I'm
yeah.
gonna be.
Even if you
Yes.
don't, because that seems like a class, and I'm sure they have a long waiting list if they're offering free, and you
Yes.
don't have to be a student there. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Latanya. We do appreciate you. I appreciate you
Thank
coming out.
you.
I hope that people do hear your journey. I hope that you inspire people to be a trainer. And we have more trainers here in Mississippi who can help these people and help our communities and be able to
Yes.
guide them. So I thank you guys for joining us today. Um, Tune in. I think I'm going to put up a list of personal training certifications on my website. I think that's what I'll do for this session. I'll put up personal training certifications and cost and requirements. And so you can narrow it down. And if you have any questions, always know that you can ask Astria. Thank you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Let's get into it. Now I charge per breath. Watch out for breath. I was overlooked. Now I'm booked past death. Had tables turned. I flipped the room. Now they whisper my name like I'm bad juju. I birthed trends they try to mimic. Did it solo, ain't no gimmick. They took notes while throwing shade. Now they pressed and I got paid. I'm not one of them. I'm one of one. Trying to match my glow. Baby, you're outdone. Now basic, made for thrones, not fake shit. I don't chase, I check. I don't follow, I flex. I'm made for bigger things. Tell the room I said what I said. Big body blessings, big boss moves. Try me and end up a lesson. They talk about me in rooms I don't enter. I haunt them like regret, make them bitter in the center. I'm that girl, the headline in the smoke. They playing in mirrors, I'm shattering your